Imagine a world gripped by armed conflict. Who gets to fight? What rights do they have if they are captured? Understanding this can seem complex, but international law provides clear answers for those directly involved in the fight. The legal status of a combatant, according to international humanitarian law, is an individual authorized by a state party to an armed conflict to participate directly in hostilities. This crucial status means that if they are captured by the enemy, they are entitled to be treated as a prisoner of war. This status is foundational to the principle of distinction, a cornerstone of international humanitarian law. It clearly differentiates between those who can lawfully engage in fighting and those who must be protected, namely civilians. The Geneva Conventions and their additional protocols meticulously outline the rights and obligations of combatants. Critically, combatants enjoy what is known as combatant immunity. This means they cannot be prosecuted simply for participating in hostilities or for lawful acts of war. They can, however, be prosecuted for war crimes or other breaches of international humanitarian law. This legal framework aims to humanize warfare as much as possible by establishing clear rules for engagement and capture. For an individual, achieving this legal status usually means they are part of a state's armed forces, under a responsible command, and generally wear a uniform or openly carry their arms. This visible distinction is vital because it allows opposing forces to identify them as legitimate targets. Conversely, if captured, their status ensures they are treated humanely, provided with medical care, and repatriated at the end of hostilities, without being treated as common criminals simply for fighting. This legal clarity is not just for soldiers. It informs the actions of humanitarian organizations and states on how to interact with and protect those caught up in conflict. This concept introduces the idea of what is called privileged combatant status. It's a special designation that grants an individual the right to fight and, if captured, receive prisoner of war protections. Without this status, individuals who participate directly in hostilities are often referred to as unprivileged combatants. These individuals, such as certain irregular fighters, do not receive prisoner of war status if captured and can be prosecuted under domestic law for their participation in hostilities, even for acts that would be considered lawful acts of war if committed by a privileged combatant. Ultimately, understanding the legal status of a combatant is essential for upholding the protective framework of international humanitarian law. It establishes who can be targeted, who is entitled to protection upon capture, and what actions are considered lawful during armed conflict. This knowledge is paramount for promoting lawful conduct, reducing unnecessary suffering, and ensuring accountability in times of war.